She was like shaking. She couldn't even think. It was like she was nervous or something. That's just like, she was like, so you want to get married or because you had this? I probably belonged to
We're getting close, getting close.
She just like call her up and say, hey, Chief Palmer, what are you doing today? I just threw it out there.
So that was the last council meeting, that was last week before. Where it was like.
It was like this. She was in the middle of this and she was.
He asked her, when did you marry? I really appreciate it.
Did you get that from paper, that draft one that they sent, Sheriff sent?
I didn't. That's why I have to remind her.
This is it right here. Certainly, the resolution gave it, then they can.
Thank you.
It's going to be retroactive, but you need a total on the retroactive sums. It's going to be around $600,000. Hey, do you know the total on the one side of the retroactive?
No.
I told you. Representatives in the building or in the back side. If everyone would make their way up to their seats, we'll go ahead and call this special call meeting to order. 7 o'clock. We'll go ahead and call the special call meeting of December the 10th to order at this time, and I ask Secretary to give the roll call.
Leetta Sampson. Here. Anthony Conley. John Narkany. John Narkany. Rena Tiger. Here. Anastasia Pittman. Terry Edwards.
Here.
Ida Gonzalez.
Here.
Nancy Bixico. Leon Petit.
I'm here.
David Narkany. Joseph Billy.
Here.
Dolores Harjo.
Here.
Karen Fulbright.
Here.
Ann Borba.
Here.
Stephanie Lambert. Celia Yesler.
Here.
Lottie Cootie. Marilyn Moore. Henson Lena. Richmond Larney.
Here.
Wayne Shaw.
Here.
Tiffany Thunder.
Here.
Kathy LaPoy. Charlie Hill. Tommy Chupko.
Here.
Danita Harjo.
Here.
Willis Dethridge.
Here.
Desiree Emerton.
Here.
I have 19 present and 9 absent.
With a count of 19 present and 9 absent, I declare that we do have a quorum for the special call meeting of December 10th, 2024. So we now are in session. As you saw on the proposed agenda, it was a proposed for executive session. We will not go into executive session tonight, but with that being said, we will speak in generalities. In other words, not name specific companies that this meeting was called for, but we will go over the gist of the information that S&GE wants to share with you tonight. I just received a text probably about 6 o'clock or so, 6:15, that Mr. Shepherd would not be here this evening. My perspective as the chairman of the council was to be able to call the meeting on their behalf and then turn it over to the Seminole Nation Gaming Enterprise for whatever dialogue may be discussed at this meeting. But since they are not here, I will discuss what I'm able to, what their thoughts were about a potential opportunity of in the area of business, in the area of gaming for the Seminole Nation. So if we can, if we can stay away from naming specific companies, specific peoples, I believe that we are safe to go ahead and discuss it. Representative Markany?
It has nothing to do with it. When I came in, members of our audience were saying it's cold.
Oh, it's code? Okay. All right. Well, we have thermostats. Chief Coker, are you in here? Lighthorse? Yeah, maybe check those thermostats and turn them up a little bit. Before we go any further, it's normally at this particular part that we talk about also other business. And I know that some of the council was interested if we could discuss some of the items or all the items if possible, if time would allow, that we were not able to address on the business of the nation at the quarterly. So we actually, I entertain any type of measure to go that direction if the council so deems it necessary. Representative Markany?
I make a suggestion Time committee will take care of as much business as possible. Like, well,
Okay, that's in the form of a motion, sir.
yes.
Okay, we have a second by Representative Sampson. Representative Shaw, we have a motion and a second on the floor.
Can't go any further, again, we had prayer, that's part of our.
That's true, brother. Father, we do thank you for this day that you've given to us, the many blessings that you have bestowed upon us. And we thank you for your presence in the lives of your people and what this time of the season of the year means to so many, many people. Thank you for what it means to those who believe in Christendom and those that are Christians here tonight, and what it means to the world. May we also ask for direction and both wisdom and knowledge during this time. We thank you for all the things that you do in the lives of your people. We give you honor at this time. In Jesus' name we do pray. Amen. Thank you, Representative Shaw, for that. Okay, now we acknowledge the motion of Representative Narkami of Chiaha, and then seconded by Representative Sampson to, under other business, to address as much on the quarterly agenda as possible tonight. Now, what we do have also is, during the quarterly meeting, we had placed an item under the section of other business on Saturday. And that item was the churches, I believe, in the ceremonial ground. That was placed there. There are some that was brought to my attention that I believed was discussed to be on the agenda. They were not on the agenda. These were discussed at length during the devising of the agenda. It is the chairman's job to make sure when the agenda is being made that certain items are there. So I take the responsibility of that, those two measures not being there on that agenda, but it would be what we call school clothing and burial as well. So I would entertain placing those on other business as well. Is there any objections to that? Are there any objections to placing on other business burial and school clothing? If there's no objections, then we'll put that on the end of the agenda that has just been agreed to take a look at. Okay, as far as why this meeting was called, the Seminole Nation Gaming Enterprise, obviously we had passed a measure to purchase 100 acres at I-40. That has been concluded, and that is now in the name of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma. So the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma does have 100 acres just north of the present casino on I-40. Now, in doing that, they're doing what they call an analysis or impact study of exactly what possibly could go out there at that particular site, that particular corner. And during this time, you look at possible ways to fund such development of that type. And we were contacted after, and I say we, both the executive office and the gaming enterprise was aware of an interested party and possibly assisting the nation in doing so. Now, that's when we opened our ears, going to listen to what the potential investors were talking about. So what happened at that point, we were invited to go to Las Vegas, as many of you know, and probably have heard. We did, with S&GE, attend that particular gathering. And I can't be specific because of non-disclosures and things of that nature, which, often is done in business. But what it was basically the possibility of the Seminole Nation being able to not only develop our 100 acres on I-40, but possibly having an opportunity there in Vegas. As we know, 3 tribes have opportunities there in Vegas. And the reason this meeting was called, the ones that were the financiers of such an undertaking would have to have council approval to be able to actually just proceed and looking at the possibilities of doing that very thing. But when Billy had called me, as I said earlier, he texted me actually and said he was not going to be here tonight. And I shared with him, you know, it's a difficult position for the chair to be in without a representative of SNGE here. So that's what that was going to be about. Those particular folks, and they do have access to large amounts of financing and that kind of thing for such economic endeavors in the area of gaming. I will talk a little bit about NIGC. Obviously, the council voted nearly a year and a half ago to do a consultant agreement with Maple Leaf, I believe. Maple Leaf, and that consultant agreement has been worked on and went over, and I know exhaustively by all the legal counsel, both SNGE's legal counsel and Hobbs, Strauss, Dean, and Walker, who is the legal counsel for Maple Leaf. As some of you that are experienced in the area of gaming or have been associated and are familiar with it to some extent, realize that when any type of agreements are made, it has to be approved by NIGC. I believe not too long after the approval of the council, probably around January or February, maybe up to March, they continue to work on this, and they did send the first draft of an agreement to the NIGC. NIGC had a lot of different questions about it, you know, things that need to be clarified on that particular document that was sent in. So therefore, they were working as legal counsel, both for S&GE and for Maple Leaf, Hobbs, Strauss, Dean, and Walker, on the clarity and answer the questions of NIGC. Now, this continued to go on, and I know we were all weary of how long is this thing going to take. My understanding, once we had the meeting about, I would say, a little over a week to 10 days ago with NIGC, was there were still some things within the last draft of requesting for a letter of declination for that particular firm, Maple Leaf. So those particular questions are now where it's at, that consultant agreement, for them to clarify those specific areas. And those specific areas, from what I understand, was the areas that could be possible language that would put it not into a consultant agreement, but possibly place it in a form of close to being a management, partly as management. And in those types of agreements, there can never be any indication in a consultant agreement that it appears, and well, as you're familiar with this, Wayne, you're familiar with this, it cannot resemble anything that resembles possible management language in it. Okay, obviously we're with the legal counsel with NIGC. As your chairman of the council and as the chief of the nation, I expressed my concerns about, you have two legal minds, one for us as a nation, and one, Hobbs, Strauss, Dean, and Walker, one of the most premier Indian law firms in the country. And I said, between the two of them, they could not come up with something that was clean cut so that, you know, there would not be any questions. Now, one of the things that was told to me later was that there were certain things that Maple Leaf wanted in that consultant agreement that
they were advised that NIGC might see that as a checkpoint, so to speak. And it was not taken out. It was sent, and now we're where we're at on that particular consultant agreement. They have to go over those areas, the legal counsel for both entities, our entity, and then, of course, Maple Leaf, to be able to correct those concerns that NIGC had. I am in the same boat that you're in. Why, and why has it taken, nearly a year and a half to get us to that point? But needless to say, that's where they are on that particular thing. Once that they get the answers to NIGC, I think their legal counsel are not wanting to hold any consultant agreement up, but it's going to have to be shaped and formulated according to how they see how a consultant agreement should be. So that's where we're at. And had we had the representatives here that was originally associated with why this meeting was originally called, they could elaborate on those things a lot more than I can as your chairman or as your chief, because that's what they do. That's their forte, so to speak, is gaming. So that's where we're at. I believe what they was hoping to present to the council is just an okay to proceed in looking further into the possibilities of major investment into the nation, utilizing the nation's regulations and licensing to possibly have a place there, both in Las Vegas, developed 100 acres and all that kind of thing. And most of you probably read John Tesuta's letter. That's the best letter that we've got. That's the best news that we received since the inception of minerals and our efforts to try to do minerals. You also saw the portion about our former, what we would call our former lands based on the 1856 treaty. I'll just share with, and you can read for yourself. You read as a report, but basically what he's stating is, with the election in November happening the way it did, John was the Deputy Assistant Secretary of Interior under the last Trump administration. Of course, he realizes who most likely is going to be, if they get cleared by the Senate, who's going to be in every position that concerns Indian country. So he does believe very strongly, because they did the research and even unturned some things that maybe even our past attorneys on the mineral claims had not done. Read the report. You'll understand it a little bit more clear what he's talking about. He said there, no, it definitely was a wrongdoing, and that the United States would, to be able to fairly and honorably deal with the Seminole Nation on their equalization funds that was actually passed by a congressional act, and it was never carried out to. It needs to be corrected in the annals of history. So he believes that we can get a bill sponsored, sort of like what we had with Wes Watkins, back in early 2000, 2001, somewhere around there. He believes that we can actually get a settlement, for the mineral claims. Now, as far as our 1856 boundaries, as it's already been reported to the council, we did get a letter from the Director of Indian Gaming that said that's the Bureau of Indian Affairs, Director of Indian Gaming, that they would assist us in a two-part agreement. Now, what Tesuta believes, he said, because of the letter and because it's in writing, it basically means that the Interior is willing to assist us. Now, that doesn't mean 100% you got it, but what that does mean is they put it in writing, so thus for it is something they wouldn't do over the last 6 to 7 years. But now that they put that in writing, he believes that if the Seminole Nation, has a fairly good chance to work with other entities that have capital income to be able to eventually get there to the Oklahoma City area with that type of a venue. So without dispelling, and using their report and the words of the gaming enterprise, who it's really their position to talk on gaming issues. That's what this meeting was called. We really thought and believed that that they would be able to put us in a position to say, do you want to proceed and what could possibly come from this or not? And we're not at that point, obviously, because I'm not going to speak on the measure any more than what I've already have. So there it is. Representative Shaw? Yes. It is.
May I ask, and I should know, who our lending agency is and at what percentage is with the
I think, let me try to think what that was, Wayne. I know it was Sovereign Bank that floated that, and I think it's like 1% against the amount owed, and then maybe 4.2% on any type of return that might come back to the nation on it. And I would have to probably ask the treasurer to speak on that, but definitely the 100 acres is now in the name of the Seminole Nation. We'll get that information out to you so that you can actually read it instead of me trying to dictate, what that is. But the council gave the executive office a mandate on that day whenever the council passed it, and that's what executive is to try to do, is to execute those things that the council passes to the best of our abilities. Okay, if there's no more questions on what we've already discussed up to this point, then we're going to be going into the other business. And I believe where we left off on Saturday was we was just getting into new business, and we had already addressed the first tribal ordinance, which was TO 22410. Now we're on TO 2024-11, which is a tribal ordinance. Ms. Pittman's not here, but do you want to read that, Representative Sampson? You mean on Title 2, Chapter 2 of Title 14? Somebody remind me what took place there. Yeah, that's. Yeah, it failed. That was the. And I'm thinking you voted no on that, Representative Sampson. It was on the Finance Committee to see it on more than one committee. Yeah. Treasury gets the roll. I mean, not Treasurer, but the Council Secretary. Yeah, that was one item we did address on Saturday. Okay, let's keep going because we know that was addressed and voted on. We're on TO 2024-11. Ms. Pittman is not here. Does anyone take that up and read that?
Chair.
If not, I can. Yeah, you can. Go right ahead.
Private ordinance of the Civil Nation of Oklahoma, amending chapter 2 of Title 14 of the Civil Nation of Oklahoma.
No, one more down, Representative Sampson. One more down.
A private ordinance of the Civil Nation of Oklahoma, amending chapter 1 of Title 2 of the Civil Nation of Oklahoma.
Okay, basically, I think the gist of this particular one is there was some representative that had brought up, extending or coinciding the years that the council serves, every 4 years, a 4-year term, that the Attorney General served the same period of time. A little bit of history on this. At one time, we used to select an Attorney General every March of every year, and it was a 1-year term. Along the line, that was amended in tribal code to be 3 years. So, yes, Representative Dethridge?
Is this representative fixing to, is she sponsoring this legislation? I need to ask a friendly amendment. Leanna, are you?
She read it.
I read it.
Is there a motion and a second? Then we can get a discussion. Is that in the form of a motion, Representative Sampson? Okay. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay, there's a second by Representative Chupko. Now we're in discussion and possibly amendments. Remember, this is an ordinance.
Yes. Our band has asked, let me stand up because I think that's what we're supposed to do. Our band has asked that we ask for a friendly amendment to change it from 4 years to a 3-year term.
It already is a 3-year term in the existing law.
And he's wanting to turn it into a 4-year to coincide.
Yeah, it's already a 3-year term. That's why I tried to give a little bit of the history. When we were at 1 year, we used to come back every March.
Excuse me, Chair. I read my note wrong. A friendly amendment to change it from a 3-year term to a 2-year term. That's what the Scareharger band is asking for, that friendly amendment to change it from a 3-year term to a 2-year term and not from a 3-year to a 4-year.
I see.
Ask for a second.
Well, do you accept that friendly amendment?
No, because they explained why. Why 2 years instead of 4?
Well, can we, she said no?
No, I didn't say
Well,
no.
she said why. She may entertain it.
We can't discuss this unless it's actually drawn on the floor. I don't think it's drawn. I mean, I don't know. I didn't get a second. Can I get a second on?
Well, if she doesn't
change this?
accept it, then we can take
She
that.
didn't accept it, so.
You
I
kind of
asked
hate to
that
do
we- I asked
that
that we take
on a
it to
written
vote.
ordinance, but it is possible that we can, because you're the governing body of the Seminole Nation. You normally don't like to do, things off the floor on written law. One thing about it, Representative Petit, we're still in discussion, I suppose.
Well, that was my discussion, Chair, was I was told Saturday that we could not do verbal or a request to make an ordinance change because it is an ordinance, that it would have to come back later in written form so that it could be disposed out to all the bands and let them make their determination based on any changes.
I believe that is a set standard simply because it's difficult to change law, and it actually says it in the code that, ordinance should be written, and it is written here. But I understand the band's desire to change it to 2 instead of 4. One of the reasons to 4 is it coincides with, the council and whoever is in as the chief and assistant chief. If you have things that's going on within the nation, that doesn't say that the council can't change. Attorney General's halfway between. If you're not satisfied with the 4-year term Attorney General, you can still, act upon it. If it's in the contract that you let that person know within certain many days, 30, 60 days, whatever it might be, that that we no longer want the services of a certain firm. You can do that within the contract with any of those attorneys that might be futuristic attorneys or whatever. I think the idea for the 4 years, I understood it when it came from the council, a few meetings back, was that it coincided. I will say that there are some things that's coming up in January that's going to court. The case that we developed the war chest for, that's coming up as well. Being January the 8th, I believe, is when that's going up into court to hear the first presentation on that. Okay, she didn't accept the friendly amendment. Law doesn't really let us do things verbally on ordinance. So we're back to the original resolution. You'll just have to vote according to the way your band, shared for you to vote on this thing. So if you vote yes, this ordinance will change to 4. If you vote no, it remains the same as it always has been, and that's 3 years. Okay? And the RFP has been sent out. I think you've probably seen that on the portal. Okay? So this is to change this tribal ordinance for the Attorney General's period to coincide with pretty much the general election of the council, and for 4 years. I'm sorry, Representative Shaw. Yes, Representative Shaw.
Representative Deathridge asked for an amendment to that. She didn't accept it. I have the right to second his request, and we need to vote on it ahead of her original one. That is the law. We've done it that way for years, and I don't think you're going to be allowed, you or the Attorney General are going to be allowed to change that.
I know that it normally is the rule when you're dealing with resolutions, but when you're dealing with written law,
Nobody. We've done it with resolutions, we've done it with ordinances, we've done it with about everything. So precedent is already set. By this council, not maybe by this council exactly, but by past councils, we have done this. So therefore, I'm seconding his request, and ask that we vote on that before we vote on the original.
okay, I see what is in a normal pattern in a friendly amendment, and when it's not accepted by the original motion, we usually vote on that friendly amendment. And Attorney General, you heard the statement of Representative Shaw on written tribal ordinance, and you know the law on written tribal ordinance that it should be written and not verbal, but would a friendly amendment be a verbal change to tribal ordinance if it changes the context of what was written when it was presented? That's my question to you. We know that on most everything you can do on a friendly amendment, and if it's not accepted, we vote on that amendment.
So, Title 16, Rule 3.4, all ordinances presented to the General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma shall be in writing, provided that the General Council may pass a verbal ordinance if the Council adopts a motion that an emergency exists requiring adoption of a verbal ordinance. That was the only thing I found in Title 16 about a verbal ordinance. This one's a little different because the ordinance was in your packets, but it was not placed on the agenda, so that's more of a Scrivener error. You are the governing body of the Seminole Nation. You are the legislature. You make the rules. So it's yours to decide. I'm not going to pretend to know all of your history.
With that being said, I recognize the friendly amendment and the second to that, and that's what we're going to vote on at this time. And as a chair, I do it under duress because I do think the written law is what it is, and it states that unless it's an emergency, that verbal changes to ordinance is too. So you vote accordingly. If you want it to change from what it was written to 4 years to 2 years, then that's what we're voting on, is that amendment, 2 years. Secretary, call the roll.
Leatta Sampson. Anthony Conley. John Narkemy.
No.
Rena Tiger.
No.
Terry Edwards. Ida Gonzalez. No. Nancy Fixico. No. Leon Patate.
Yes.
David Narkemy. Joseph Billy.
Yes.
Dolores Harjo.
Yes.
Karen Fulbright.
No.
Ann Borba. No. Stephanie Lambert. Sina Yeslith.
No.
Marilyn Moore. Henson Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
Yes.
Wayne Shaw.
Yes.
Tommy Chupko.
No.
Danita Harjo.
No.
Willis Dethridge.
Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 10 yeses, 12 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 10 yes, 12 noes, and 0 abstentions, I declare the friendly amendments to have failed. We are now back to the original motion, which is TO 2024-11, and read in the manner and the way that it was read. So this would be 4 years in tribal ordinance for attorney generals to be acquainted with the term of a general counsel, 4-year term. Representative Billy?
So right now, all this board is just already finished out until the next election, am I correct? Or is it 4 years that she gets?
No, it wouldn't be, no, it wouldn't be another 4 years, no.
But she would be able to finish out.
Yeah, because it's supposed to coincide with the council general election. It says that in the bill, actually. That's, if it was to pass, that's what it would be, and I want it to so be recognized. If it does pass, that's what that actually does mean. It doesn't mean she gets 4 more years, or this firm that's existently your attorney general gets 4 more years besides what she already has. Representative Petit?
So at the expiration of January her term, if we're gonna set this at 4-year intervals, then it would be probably incumbent on the next council to elect the attorney general. Is that not correct?
Yeah, my advice, and if this law right here passes, it would mean that you would start that soliciting for that about July. Let all the firms come in. That's going to maybe be selected in September of that year, following the election, and that would be the way to do it, so that it aligns with tribal code. Do you understand what I just said? So like our RFP would start in like July of this year, or this coming year. And then by that time, you got all the ones that are wanting to go before the council. They will go before that September council. That's how it should work. Yeah. And I'll still be the chief at that time. I'll make sure that it's on the agenda for that September meeting of 25.
So
If it was to pass, we don't know.
if this were to pass, then what this council could probably do come January is just extend Sheila her contract through that time until this comes up for the 4-year renewal. Would that not be the way to do that?
I think by tribal law, then that contract that she existently has will be by tribal law extended up until that September date. If this was to pass, we don't know if it's going to pass. Let's go ahead and vote on it, okay? This is TO 2024-11. Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta Sampson.
Yes.
Anthony Conley.
Yes.
John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
No.
Joseph Billy.
No.
Dolores Harjo.
No.
Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslith.
No.
Marilyn Moore.
No.
Henson Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Wayne Shaw.
No.
Tommy Chupko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge.
No.
Desiree Emerton.
No.
I have 13 yeses, 9 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 13 yes, 9 noes, and 0 abstentions, TO 2024-11 has passed. Tribal Resolution 2024-87, introduced by the Finance Committee.
A tribal resolution of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving a new budget for the Community Opioid Prevention Empowerment, COP, programs, Tribal Opioid Response, TOR, project in incorporation of said budget in the fiscal year 2025 comprehensive budget and authorizing appropriation. I make a motion to approve, and I ask for a second. Second.
There's a motion to approve by Representative Gonzalez, seconded by Representative Fixico. We do have the budget officer here this evening. Is there any discussion on this? This is a new grant. This is the budgets before you. Any discussion? If so, then we'll call the budget officer up here. I see no hands raised. So, Secretary, call the roll. This is TR 2024-87.
Leetta Sampson.
Yes.
Anthony Conley. John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards. Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
Yes.
Joseph Billy. Dolores Harjo. Karen Fulbright. Ann Borba. Sina Yeslith.
Yes.
Marilyn Moore.
Yes.
Henson Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Wayne Shaw.
No.
Tommy Chupko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge.
Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 18 yeses, 4 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 18 yes, 4 noes, and 0 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-87 to have passed. We are on TR 2024-88, Finance Committee.
A tribal resolution of the General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving the Seminole Nation Division of Commerce 2025 budget and incorporation of said budget in the fiscal year 2025 comprehensive budget. I make a motion to approve and ask for a second. Second.
A motion approved by Representative Gonzalez, seconded by Representative Fixico. Discussion, questions? Representative Shaw.
Do they have a board of directors on there that are expired?
Board of Directors, the two that's on there are still active Board of Directors. We do have one vacancy, though, when the doctor, resigned a few months back. So yes, they do have, they have enough for a quorum.
But are these other two, are they within their term limits, or are they, their term limits over?
I'd have to check that. Do you have that, Council Secretary? Because she has a list of the terms. Yes. Representative Shaw, you yield the floor?
Yes, I yield.
Yeah, Representative Dethridge.
We asked that question to Leonard Harjo at our band meeting the other night, and he said that his term expires next year, 2025 sometime. So, in answer to that question.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. We do have a list of committees and their terms. I don't have that list on me right this moment. Okay, then there's a motion and a second. No more discussion. Secretary, call the roll. This is
88. 88.
TR 2024-88. Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta Sampson. Anthony Conley. John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yeah.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
No.
Joseph Billy.
No.
Dolores Harjo.
No.
Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslith.
No.
Marilyn Moore.
No.
Henson Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Wayne Shaw.
No.
Tommy Chupko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge.
Listen for this one. Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 15 yeses, 7 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 15 yes, 7 noes, 0 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-88 to have passed. We're on TR 2024-89, Finance Committee.
A tribal resolution of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving the budget modification of the Seminole Nation Program Development Budget and incorporation of said budget in the fiscal year 2025 comprehensive budget. I make a motion to approve and ask for a second. Second.
We have a motion by Representative Gonzalez and seconded by Representative Fixico. Representative Billy, then Representative Lonnie.
This says 2024.
It would, you mean fiscal year 2024? What's that?
On the agenda, it states it as 24, but on the actual resolution presented, it says 25.
What's the mistake?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Council Secretary says it's a typo. So it is for the budget that was not approved, I think, at the certain levels, and I think it's, the only difference in this than what was not brought up was the percentages of that particular position. Went down from what, 12% to 3% is where it's at now, which is a cost of living, usually a normal cost of living increase for that particular position. So a correction to that typo would be 2024, and Representative Billy, thank you for bringing that to the council's attention. Representative Larney.
Well, I understand that there's no position in that. It's not filled yet, is there?
It's being advertised right now.
Okay, but it also failed too last time we were here. Only difference is they just changed a few words and, the travel resolution, correct? Because it was used to be, it was TR 2024-79, now it's TR 2024-89.
Yeah, it's kind of like new business because I think it wasn't tabled or it would have came back as the same resolution, and then council deal with it after it was brought off the table. But this one actually just was there. And it wasn't voted on positively at that time.
On 2024, TR 2024-79 it had failed. And I do know that for a fact because I have the old agenda there and in the portal.
Yeah, that one wasn't, that particular one wasn't tabled. I don't believe it was just not approved.
It failed.
So it failed.
Yeah, it failed.
So they come back with new business with the difference of the percentage of the recommended raise is what I believe. I believe it's 3% cost of living instead of what was at that time of 12%, I think, close to 12%. Finance Committee, Representative Shaw.
The last time you tried to pass this, or Mr. Chambers tried to get it through the council, he gave himself a 12% raise. Is that taken out?
Yes. Yes, it is. I think it's probably. Budget Officer, would you please come forward?
It's already failed once because of that. Who's doing that job now?
It is open. It is advertised.
Why can't we provide that person a percentage like everybody else does? They write these grants and they get a percentage of those grants. They can pay themselves out of it.
Well, you don't want that to happen. Yeah, I mean, there was, you realize how many grants have went through there? Some of them, have been done. We've done nearly $70 million worth of grants in the last, for the Seminole Nation, and this comes from all departments in the last year. You don't want them to have a percentage of that. It's best to keep them a job, and hopefully somebody stays in there and takes that salary and continues to do it. Here's Representative Dettridge. We have the budget officer here as well.
Billy, let me ask you a quick question. Prior to this budget being $111,218, what was it a year or so ago?
Last year it was $106,999.
It was $99,000?
$106,000.
It was $106,000.
$999.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
And yes, the raise, when it was, when it failed, it was at 12%. This budget has a 3% increase in it, and that's all. And from the last budget that you guys saw, there is no other changes, just the raise, the rate.
Percentile.
What changes is it? He asked for 12% the last time.
Yes.
Now, what rate is it now?
3%. A 3% increase. The rate is.
We're giving somebody a raise that are not even there. I can't understand
You
that.
don't really have to give the raise, in the area of HR. If this was approved, it can be up to that amount that's approved by the council. You can still start that person in 90 days, 180 days, with a possible small increase up to the amount of 3% over a course of a year or whatever. 2 years, as long as, you know, you don't always start somebody out at what's always just approved. That's just not how it works.
When this budget went to finance, he was in that position, but since it's come to you, there's no one there.
Still, they 12% raise anyway because you change position.
Representative Yeslith?
That was going to be my question. He's no longer in here, and he was getting questioned about the job he wasn't succeeding in, so where is he now?
No, that wasn't the question, and I don't even want to rehash that, because...
Or is he still employed?
Of course he's still employed. I don't want to rehash what conversations took place that day, because I would have to put some inaccuracies.
So he's just in a different position, you can say yes or
I'm telling
no?
you what was said that day and was discussed, much of it was inaccurate, and I don't want to have to bring it to this floor and discuss it again.
So yes, he's in a different position?
Yes, he is.
That's all you have to say?
Yes. But there was a lot being said, and I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to rehash that, because I'm a deep researcher and I will find things.
So,
Representative Duffridge?
so ma'am, what we're basically doing is upgrading this position. The entry-level position will now be $111,000.
Yes, no.
No. No, I stated what you're doing is that's more or less a cost of living increase for that position. We don't have to start the new person in at this approved level, but you can do like a 90-day interval of appraisal or evaluation, 180-day, however long. And if it looks like, hey, yeah, then you can increase it up to that 3% increase, but you don't have to start there.
I've done it a long time. When I was a commissioner for the gaming agency, we had always started them lower, and then they could...
You can go up to that point that was approved.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, if there's no more questions, this is TR 2024-89. Secretary, call the roll. Thank you, Budget Officer.
Leetta Sampson. Yes. Anthony Conley. Yes. John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards. Yes. Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
No.
Joseph Billy.
No.
Dolores Harjo.
No.
Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslith.
No.
Marilyn Moore.
Yes.
Henson Lena. Richmond Larney.
No.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Wayne Shaw.
No.
Tommy Chepko.
No.
Danita Harjo.
No.
Willis Dethridge.
No.
Desiree Emerton.
No.
I have 10 yeses, 12 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 10 yes, 12 noes, 0 abstentions, does this mean that it remains the same as it originally was? Like a continuance of the existing budget? Okay, all right, as long as that's clear. It will stay originally what it was with no increases at all. TR 2024-90, Finance Committee.
A tribal resolution of the General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving the budget modification for the tribal court and incorporation of said budget in the FY 2024 comprehensive budget and authorizing appropriation. I make a motion to approve and ask for a second. Second.
There's been a motion to approve of TR 2024-90 by Representative Gonzalez, seconded by Representative Fixico. Any questions, any comments? I see none. This is TR 2024-90. Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta Sampson. Yes. Anthony Conley.
Yes.
John Narkemy,
Yes.
Rena Tiger,
Yes.
Terry Edwards,
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez,
Yes.
Nancy Fixico,
Yes.
Leon Petit,
Yes.
Joseph Billy,
Abstain.
Dolores Harjo, Karen Fulbright,
Yes.
Ann Borba,
Yes.
Sina Yeslith,
Yes.
Marilyn Moore, Henson Lena,
Yes.
Richmond Larney,
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder,
Yes.
Wayne Shaw,
Yes.
Tommy Chupko,
Yes.
Danita Harjo,
Yes.
Willis Dethridge,
Yes.
Desiree Emerton,
Yes.
I have 20 yeses, 0 nos, 2 abstain.
With a count of 20 yes, 0 no's, and 2 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-90 to have passed. Before we go to the next subject, because that covered tribal courts, some of you saw the announcement that we had received the 105 lease paperwork from the Department of Interior, and that this means we can lease our facilities that are 638 programs and get money for it on a reoccurring status, which is a very big accomplishment. I want to thank the attorneys that worked on it, our AG and our prosecutors, Light Horse and tribal courts. We are meeting with the representatives from Washington, D.C. on the 17th of December on possibly getting all the other programs that are 638 and their space also figured in lease. So that would be basically funds coming into the nation that we've never had before. So that's an advancement that's been made. I actually we will have to accept this. It's going to come up to, it's retroactive, so it goes back to a certain period of time. This first round is going to be probably close to $600,000 just for Light Horse and the courts, somewhere close to that. But the thing of it is, it won't be that much for the both of them every year. It'll be less, but because it's going retroactive, we're getting paid a little bit more this first round for those 2 programs. But we will have to accept it by a tribal resolution. I do have a draft form of a resolution tonight, and we accept it, we get that money at our disposal for those 2 programs a lot quicker. But if not, we'll bring it back up in maybe January sometimes, possibly. So just make that announcement, okay? TR 2024-91, Finance Committee.
A tribal resolution of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving the budget modification of the Seminole Nation Bureau of Indian Affairs, G2G, transportation budget and incorporation of said budget in the fiscal year 2025 comprehensive budget and authorizing 2 new positions. I make a motion to approve and ask for a second. Second.
There's a motion to approve by Representative Gonzalez, seconded by Representative Fixico. We do have the director here tonight. Is there any questions? Any discussions? Representative Shaw.
Which I have 2 new positions. It doesn't change the budget. How can we do that without changing the budget?
Director of Transportation, are you still here? She was here earlier. Representative Lonnie?
What I understand that the 2 positions went into a higher position, so it's more duties.
The Director of Transportation is here, and I want to commend her for being here tonight. Go ahead and come up, Ms. Dinwiddie, because I pray for her family, her brother. She just buried her brother a day or 2 ago, so we're glad that she's here tonight to answer any of the questions you might have.
Good evening. When I read this, it said 2 positions, but it's really not. It's for Ray, we reclassified the transportation planner position, and there's like a $2 raise in there for that position, because now I have 2 supervisory responsibilities. The TR
we have according to what just said, the terms of the last three words in that TR 2024-91 need to be stricken, then the two new positions, because it's just basically an adjustment in salary reclassification, what we call in fiscal services. Okay, is that all right with everybody to see that probably came from somewhere? I saw Representative Petit and Representative Dethridge.
Chair, could we just table this for right now and take it back to our bands with the clearer language? Because I think that was a misunderstanding in our band of what the intention was of this resolution. And like I said, to give it more clarity, and actually.
If you ask for a table and you get a second, that's what we'll do.
Okay, I ask for a table. Make a motion.
If it passes. Is there a second to that table?
I'll second.
We got a motion to table by Representative Petit, seconded by Representative Billy. Now we're voting on the table. This is to table TR 2024-91 with those corrections of the last three words of that particular tribal resolution. So this is the table. If you don't want to table it, then vote accordingly. Secretary, call the roll.
Deanna Sampson. No. Anthony Conley. John Narkewicz.
No.
Brennan Tiger.
No.
Terry Edwards. No. Ida Gonzalez.
No.
Nancy Pixico.
No.
Leon Petit. Yes. Joseph Billy. Yes. Dolores Harjo. Karen Fulbright.
No.
Ann Borba.
No.
Tina Yeslip.
No.
Ann Borba, what was your vote? No. Tina Yeslip.
No.
Marilyn Moore. Anson Land.
No.
Richmond Martin.
No.
Tiffany Thunder.
Yes.
Wayne Shaw.
Yes.
Tommy Chepko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge.
No.
Desiree Emerson.
No.
I have 8 yeses, 14 noes, 0 abstained.
With a count of 8 yes, 14 noes, and 0 abstentions, that table failed. We are back to the original resolution with the correction of the two new positions canceled out. Okay, that is no longer a part of this. So we're back to the original. Any more questions? If not, we're going to go to the Representative Dethridge.
You don't have a question, we got a comment. Will that work?
Yes.
Chair, I served on the Intertribal Council for almost 3 years now, 2 years rather. And I'm going to just tell everybody here that the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma Transportation Department does not take a back seat to any other transportation department in the 5 civilized tribes. I am so proud of this lady, not because she's in our band, but because she has done and she has assembled a team that is making a difference in Indian country. So I just wanted to say thank you again.
All right, we're back to the original question with that two new positions struck out. So a motion and a second. Secretary, call the roll.
Deanna Sampson. Yes. Anthony Conley.
Yes.
John Narkewicz.
Yes.
Brennan Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Pixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
I just want to take for the record, due to the changes in the language,
My band originally voted no, and I'll have to vote no on that because of those things.
Joseph Billy,
Abstain.
Louis Sargent. Abstain. Aaron Fulbright,
Yes.
Ann Borba,
Yes.
Zena Yesley,
Yes.
Marilyn Moore. Yes. Ensign Lena,
Yes.
Trisha Martin,
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder,
Yes.
Wayne Shaw,
Yes.
Tommy Jeffco,
Yes.
Danita Harjo,
Yes.
Louis Dedridge,
Yes.
Desiree Emerson.
Yes.
I have 19 yeses, 1 no, 2 abstain.
With a count of 19 yes, 1 no, and 2 abstentions, I declare that TR 2024-91 has passed with those slight changes in the wording. 2024-92, Finance Committee. Thank you, Ms. Dinwiddie.
A tribal resolution of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving the budget modification of the transportation budget to include highway infrastructure programs, HIP, supplemental funding for construction costs at Wewoka Administration parking lots, and incorporation of said budget in the fiscal year 2024 comprehensive budget. I make a motion to approve and ask for a second.
Okay, a motion to approve and a second. Second by Representative Fulbright. I heard first. We have a question by Representative Yesley. You may not need to go very far.
Rachel?
Okay.
Yes.
I just wanted clarification. I think I got it in the meeting, but I just wanted it again tonight since we actually hit it. I did ask during whenever we had the casino up there, he said that, I was asking if the construction that our band was worried about, if the parking lot area of the casino at Wewoka was going to be done at the time, and he said, yes, our band was just worried about tearing up of the new pavement and whatnot, but I also thought somebody said that they were gonna be moving, so it'd be okay. Is that what you said, or he had said that there was a potential of a new place to put them, so it may not be affected?
Well, the site of where the Wewoka Casino is not planned for the future casino that will be built. When the new casino is built, it's going to be a little further to the east, like on that rise where that parking lot is. And then once that's up and running according to NIGC rules, then the old one will be torn down. Yay!
Okay, that was just what my band was worried about, the road being destroyed during all that.
And there is an explanation. I realize that some have talked about that. Ms. Dinwiddie had her hand raised. I think she probably has some kind of comment to that. Representative Shaw, as Ms. Dinwiddie's coming forward. Go ahead, Ms. Dinwiddie. Representative Shaw.
Question I have on that, it says administrative parking lot. Administration is that building up there on the hill where the offices are. And then we got word that it's going to go all the way down to the parking lot for our gaming. How do you?
I see several.
How do we justify that?
It's not going to be. We don't need a new parking lot there at the administrative offices. I would think that these are the parking lots that's in the program near the trading post and the casino and along the and then when the new road is laid out as well.
So when the inventory was turned into the Bureau of Indian Affairs to become part of our inventory, that's the names that they were given. Administrative parking lot 1, 2, and then we have trading post parking lot. Administrative 1 and 2 is on the west side of the old OEP building, that first parking lot, and then the middle section between the trading post and OEP is the administrative parking lot 2. So, at one time, the parking lot for the complex was also named an administrative parking lot, but that inventory has since disappeared, I guess. It was renamed, and given to another piece of inventory. So that's another thing that we're in the process of straightening out with Albert. But, and the budget that this is, was for extra money, for projects, and that's where we needed the extra money. The Wewoka Casino, there's two ways that we could build this parking lot. We could build it without the casino in mind, and then there would be a large expense to build that casino, tear up our parking lot that we just put money into. Or we could have a little foresight future and build the parking lot as if we knew that where the building was going to go, and we're working with gain on that. Our designers or engineers are designing the parking lot so that we may have a surface that they can build on, which really is the best recommendation, I believe. That way they're only tearing out a portion of the parking lot after we build it and not the whole thing. So that's the plan for that parking lot and the explanation of why we named that way. We have a lot of inventory that has a lot of odd names.
See, to Slayman, that is, that park, when you put administrative parking lot, that means the top of the hill.
Yeah, because that's where our administrative,
Yeah. And so, you know, our band had questions on it, and they wanted to know, so, but, yeah, all right, you were.
Any other questions? Now, obviously with that understanding, it is understanding with this TR 2024-92, it is the parking lots at the trading post and the future new casino that's going to be going up. And I know they had laid out where that casino would go. You know, they had marked it where it would go. So, any other questions? Do we need to change any language, or that's the language it's in with the interior as well, isn't it? So we can't really change it at this point. Representative Chepko?
Is there a reason why we're using asphalt, not concrete?
There's going to be some, the train parking lot is concrete. We've got to do some repairs on it, and then we're going to put in asphalt. So the entire parking lot matches, and it's not, that's just absorbable. There are ways that we can fix the top layer of the concrete. To where when you do another layer of asphalt, that stays clear.
Any other questions? No other questions? TR 2024-92, Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta Sampson.
Yes.
Anthony Conley.
Yes.
John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit. Joseph Billy. Dolores Harjo. Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslith.
Yes.
Marilyn Moore.
Yes.
Henson Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
Yes.
Wayne Shaw.
Yes.
Tommy Chepko.
Yes.
Janita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge.
Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 20 yeses, 0 nos, 2 abstain.
With a count of 20 yes, 0 no's, 2 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-92 to have passed. TR 2024-93, Finance Committee.
Tribal resolution of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving a modification of the Budget Stabilization Fund appropriation from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 to fund 2 Indian child welfare case workers as employees. I make a motion to approve and ask for a second. Second.
Motion by Representative Gonzalez, seconded by Representative Fixico. We do have the budget officer here if you have any questions. Oh, and the director is here as well. Representative Shaw?
Well, that's the same question I asked her the other day, was why are we using 2021 monies in 2024? Why has that money been held back so long? How come it hadn't been already appropriated? Like, you know, after our discussion the other day on the council floor about getting money to the people, it's all of a sudden monies are coming out and disappearing.
Basically, what that 21 represents is the year that the Congressional Act was passed. That's what that represents.
Is that extra monies or is that appropriated monies under ARPA?
Stabilization funds that can fund because of the, that's there according to the final rule. It can go another year or so. Okay, Assistant Chief, you can, if you want to shed some clarity on it. Probably.
This has already been approved, so this is reclassifying those from contract workers to employees. In October, there was a provision within the final rule that was amended that will allow for salaries that have already been established to carry forward to 2026 as opposed to the December 31st, 2024 deadline. So this is going to allow us to retain a staff level that's going to allow us to respond to the number of cases that we have.
Yes.
So it's already an approved budget, it's just changing it from contract workers to employees to stay in line with the final rule and the new amendments.
How long is this gonna last? So when the stabilization money is not gonna last very long.
2026.
Okay, what are we gonna do for workers then?
We'll worry about that in 26. One thing is that we have Title IV that was lost during previous administration, that's established, which will take the floor of some of that.
Yeah, and we recaptured that already. The first year we came into office. Okay, no more questions? TR 2024-93, Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta Sampson.
Yes.
Anthony Conley. John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
Yes.
Joseph Billy. Dolores Harjo.
Abstain.
Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yesley.
No.
Marilyn Moore. Nancy Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Wayne Shaw.
No.
Tommy Chupko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo. Willis Dethridge.
No.
Desiree Emerton.
No.
I have 14 yeses, 5 noes, 2 abstain, 14, 5, and 2.
With a count of 14 yes, 5 noes, and 2 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-93 to have passed. TR 2024, excuse me, 94, the Finance Committee.
Tribal resolution of the General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving the budget of Seminole Nation Transit to build a bus maintenance facility and to purchase propane-powered vehicles and a propane refueling station with funding secured from the Low and No Emissions Grant Program. I make a motion to approve and ask for a second.
Motion to approve by Representative Gonzalez, seconded by Representative Fixico. Any questions on this? If there is no questions, and I see no hands, Secretary call the roll. This is TR 2024-94.
Leatta Simpson.
Yes.
Anthony Conley.
Yes.
John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
Yes.
Joseph Billy. Dolores Harjo.
No.
Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslith.
No.
Marilyn Moore.
Yes.
Ensign Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Wayne Shaw.
No.
Tommy Chupko.
No.
Danita Harjo. Willis Dethridge.
Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 15 yeses, 6 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 15 yes, 6 noes, and 0 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-94 to have passed. We have TR 2024-95, a tribal resolution of the Finance Committee.
A tribal resolution of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving budget modification of the Seminole Nation DHHS childcare budget and incorporation of said budget in the fiscal year 2024 comprehensive budget and authorizing correction. I make a motion to approve. Ask for a second. Second.
Motion to approve by Representative Gonzalez, seconded by Representative Larney, is how I heard it. So this is TR 2024-95. Any questions? I see no hands. TR 2024-95, Secretary call the roll.
Leatta Sampson.
Yes.
Anthony Conley.
Yes.
John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
Yes.
Joseph Billy.
Yes.
Dolores Harjo.
Yes.
Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslith.
Yes.
Marilyn Moore.
Yes.
Ensign Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
Yes.
Wayne Shaw.
Yes.
Tommy Chupko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge.
Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 22 yeses, 0 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 22 yes, 0 noes, and 0 abstentions, TR 2024-95 has passed. TR 2024-96, Finance Committee.
A tribal resolution of the General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving the budget of Seminole Nation Public Transit to construct the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma Department of Transportation Visitor Center and Travel Plaza with funding secured from the Reconnecting Communities and Neighborhood Program Grant. I make a motion to approve and ask for a second. Second.
A motion to approve by Representative Gonzalez, seconded by Representative Larney, Representative Petit, and Ms. Dinwiddie, are you still here? Or public transit? Okay. Representative Petit, you had your hand raised? Yes, you have the floor.
Yes, Alabama just had a question. Several of them was concerned about this location being over here on Highway 9, and they thought it'd be more prudent to move it up there closer to I-40 to give better exposure from the interstate travel traffic. So that was one of the questions that they had on there.
That's a good comment, Representative Petit, but this tribal council has already approved for that. So that would be, appreciate your comment, though. It's already been passed where the location's going to be. So any questions on TR 2024-96?
What Chair, like I said, that was just a comment made in our band meeting. We were aware that, we'd already allocated some properties up here on the, I guess you call it the Phillips properties now.
Yes.
And we couldn't recall which one was 3 or the 5 acre plot, but we did know that we'd already made plans for that to be the area. But that was just a suggestion that was brought up in our band meeting, so I just want to make that.
I think futuristically also, there will be futuristic plans to do road networking throughout the whole property as it's developed to its full potential at the Phillips property. And the same eventually can happen as inventory is included at I-40 as well one day. Any other questions? No other questions? This is TR 2024-96. Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta Sampson.
Thank you, ladies.
Anthony Conley. John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
Yes.
Joseph Billy. Dolores Harjo. Karen Fulbright. Ann Borba. Sina Yeslith.
Yes.
Marilyn Moore. Ensign Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
Yes.
Wayne Shaw.
Yes.
Tommy Chepko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge. Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 20 yeses, 0 noes, 2 abstain.
With a count of 20 yes, 0 no's, 2 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-96 to have passed. TR 2024-97, a tribal resolution of the General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma approving the reappointment of Willis Dethridge to the Intertribal Council of the 5 civilized tribes. And this is because his term would expire. We're just asking to carry out through the remainder of this particular administration's term, which will, of course, be next year. No questions? Representative Fulbright.
I just want to say that I appreciate Mr. Dethridge being one of our representatives on Intertribal. I read his reports. He's one of the ones that comes forward with a good report and turns one in every time. And I know he goes there for the purpose of representing us. And I support him, again, being on this board.
Representative Petit.
Chair, did we get a motion and a second on that?
No.
We didn't get a motion. Motion, is there a motion? Motion by Representative Fulbright, second by Representative Borba.
Okay, now I'd just like to echo some comments that,
Appreciate that, Representative Petit. No more questions. This is TR 2024-97. Representative Petit.
Chair, I didn't yield before, but I just wanted to echo the same comments that Representative has made regarding Representative Dethridge and the reports that he provides. They're pretty clear, pretty accurate, easy to understand, and they show just, he immerses himself in those ITBC meetings. And I want to congratulate him and thank him for that. Thank you.
A lot of interest in breakout sessions. I see Representative Dethridge getting involved in them and eating a lot of food at the banquet. No, I was just teasing you, Representative Dethridge. Okay, we're back to the question, TR 2024-97. Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta Sampson. Anthony Conley. John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
Yes.
Joseph Billy.
No.
Dolores Harjo.
No.
Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslith.
No.
Marilyn Moore.
No.
Ensign Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Wayne Shaw.
No.
Tommy Chepko.
No.
Danita Harjo,
No.
Willis Dethridge,
Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 14 yeses, 8 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 14 yes and 8 noes and 0 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-97 to have passed. TR 2024-98, a tribal resolution of the Seminole General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma rescinding TR 2023-15 and reinstating TR 2020-14, directing that the Seminole Nation Program Directors shall no longer be required to be present at Seminole Nation Quarterly General Council meetings unless there is a resolution pending or other agenda item that affects that program and Directors Program. TR 2024-14 is attached.
I'll make that motion.
There's a motion by Representative Fulbright, seconded by Representative Borba. We have several questions about this particular legislation. I saw Representative Emerton and then Representative Shaw.
Yes, my band asks that we have a friendly amendment, that the council reserves the right to call before the meeting any additional directors to be present.
Is that accepted? No, it's not accepted. We will,
I'll echo that and I'll second it.
okay. What we'll do is we're voting for the friendly amendment. Now, what basically this will do, it will take the requirement of them all being here at the quarterly meeting of the General Council, except on matters where they're on the agenda with their budgets or other matters that concern them, and or the amendment would be if the council says, I want to see such and such there, then executive office is to make sure that director gets at that quarterly meeting. That's what that amendment would do. Okay, and we're voting on the amendment because you did not accept it. Representative Narconomy?
To be fair, I'm not against this totally. I'm just saying that it's unfair to the director if the executive office gets a request at 4 p.m. on Friday for a director to be there after that director's already worked the entire week. So I'm thinking maybe there should be some sort of deadline to this request, like maybe a Wednesday, so that the director has time to prepare.
Everyone knows when our quarterly meetings are, so if the council could do a courtesy to the chair of the council and say, hey, listen, we got this quarterly coming up, and we know such and such is on there because they have a budget on there, blah, 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 but we also want to see this director. If you can pay the executive office and the council secretary that courtesy, then we can take care of that. Now, if you come out the day before and say, oh, yeah, that's going to be hard to put on there. If we can make an agreement that at the time of the agenda for the quarterly meetings are out there and you make your request, will you do that, General Counsel, so that we can get those people there that you want to see? We already have a friendly amendment. Will you adjust your friendly amendment with that language as well?
I was addressing it, Representative Knockham is correct. We need to have some way to have those people replaced when they need to come before this council. And you were saying quarterly. It's not just quarterly, it's any general council meeting that we have, we should be able to call them forward. If because things happen between quarterly meetings. And by the time 4 months is up, you done lost sight of what you was talking about yesterday.
Well, the other thing is what we have before us deals with quarterly meetings, and also when a special call meeting is called, it's usually pertaining to specific types of items. But right now we have a friendly amendment. that will allow the council to call any of those directors that may not have subject matter on the outcome and agenda. Could you, will the council just probably pay the courtesy to the council secretary and the chair? If you want somebody there to let us know in advance. Representative Fulbright.
Okay, so the reason, tonight we're finishing our job, our agenda. This is our job. That's the law. And last quarterly, we spent the whole day interrogating employees. I don't know what I would do on my job if I had to know I went to work and then had to show up on a weekend and get blasted by a group of people that, by hearsay. I can't tell you how many hearsays I heard Saturday. I heard. And to me, this is not fair, me personally. This is just my thoughts. This is not fair for our employees to come to a meeting when they answer to the chief. Y'all want this separation of powers? That's all I hear. This is our job. That's their job, is the employees. But we've made it our job on this floor for years to bring employees up and interrogate them. That is not right. I sit on the personnel board, and I hear complaints. I hear complaints about the council, how the council comes in and how they're treated. I feel like if the council wanted to talk to an employee, they should go through the bosses. That's just me. And I know you've got this position as general counsel, but that does not give you a right to interrogate employees. And it's been done. It has been done.
Okay. We have a friendly amendment on the floor, and we're going to have to vote on that because it was not accepted by the original motion. So this is the friendly amendment of, besides those that have an item on the agenda, directors, that the council also can call another director up as long as they give adequate notice to the chair and to the council secretary. Representative Barber, and then we're moving on. We were going at a good pace there.
Okay, we are the legislative body of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma. Our job is to do the law part, pass the resolutions and ordinances. I got to thinking about this the other day. I was reading over it, and it's like, man, what if the United States Congress had to do this and call up all their directors and stuff all the time? It's like, nothing would get done. Our directors, I think we need to put a lot of value in them. They go through a process to be hired. So I say, let's give them a break and treat them with a little bit more respect.
Okay, where we're at, we're voting on the amendment, okay? Because it was not accepted by the original motion. That amendment is that the council call up any other director that they choose that may not have an item on that particular quarterly meeting. So that's what we're voting on. This is the amendment. If it passes, then it's a part of the original motion, and we'll vote accordingly. But then we're just voting on the amendment, okay? Just the amendment. Secretary?
Leetta Sampson.
No.
Anthony Conley. John Narkemy.
No.
Rena Tiger.
No.
Terry Edwards.
No.
Ida Gonzalez.
No.
Nancy Fixico.
No.
Leon Petit.
Abstain.
Joseph Billy. Dolores Harjo.
Abstain.
Karen Fulbright.
No.
Ann Borba.
No.
Zena Yesley.
Yes.
Marilyn Moore. Ensign Lena.
Abstain.
Richmond Larney.
Abstain.
Tiffany Thunder.
Yes.
Wayne Shaw.
Yes.
Tommy Chupko.
Abstain.
Danita Harjo.
Abstain.
Willis Dethridge.
Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 6 yeses, 9 noes, 7 abstain.
With a count of 6 yes, 9 noes, and 7 abstentions, that friendly amendment fails. We're back to the original motion, and that is TR 2024-98, and that is basically taking it back to an earlier time where they didn't have to attend unless they have an item on the agenda of the quarterly meetings. That's where we're at. Everyone understand what we're voting on? Okay. No hands raised. Secretary, call the roll. TR 2024-98.
Leetta Sampson.
Yes.
Anthony Conley. John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
Yes.
Joseph Billy.
No.
Dolores Harjo.
No.
Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslith.
Yes.
Marilyn Moore.
Yes.
Henson Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Wayne Shaw.
No.
Tommy Chupko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge.
Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
What contract? What was the count again, Secretary?
I have 18 yeses, 4 noes, 0 abstain.
Okay, 18 yes, 4 noes, and 0 abstentions. I declare TR 2024-98 to have passed. TR 2024-99, this came up before, and we don't have a specific date on this as far as what the council may entertain if it was to pass. I think it was brought up simply because of the extreme heat that we had during Nation Days. The last couple, 2 to 3 years, there tends to be a trend, and the climate warmth of the extension of the summertime heat. So that's what that's about. Now, what Assistant Chief just reminded me of, he said, for whoever the administration is in office at the time of next Seminole Nation Days, there is contracts for I think for the carnival that's already been struck for those dates. Is that correct? The carnival is what you was talking about?
Yes.
Since sometimes those things have to take place early to be able to reserve them and to retain them. So what's the council want to do? Just,
Chair.
We can,
Chair.
yes.
Maybe we should just withdraw that, with that being said, because if you've already got commitments and stuff for a certain date, that's the biggest deal over there. Just
Yeah,
withdraw
we
it.
already have a signed contract. We honor our contracts that we enter into. And thanks for sharing that, right before it came up on the floor, Assistant Chief. But anyway, down the road, if it remains to be 103 degrees in September of Nation Days, one day if you're still on this council at that time, maybe it should be considered. So we'll withdraw TR 2024-99 because of the information shared. We are on TR 2024-100. Representative Larney?
I'm going to withdraw that one too. I'm not going to. Can we read it still?
What is it that you want to do?
I'm withdrawing it. I'm not going to sponsor it.
Is there anyone else that wants to sponsor this? This is basically land usage type format to grant the Phillips property to be used for business purposes and conservation purposes. Anybody want to pick it up? Representative Sampson wants to sponsor it. Representative Narkemy wants to second it. Is that in a motion? In a motion for 2024-100, seconded by Representative Narkemy. Basically, that's what it means, is that land will be utilized for business purposes. And even if it was agriculture, agriculture's entitled, I believe Title 8, and that type of thing. Conservation, you say, well, what does that actually mean? There's a creek that runs down the middle of the property. What that means is that there's grants being sought after to be able to conserve that. The idea is possibly a larger type recreation area there as far as a water feature. So that's why that conservation part is in there. But you always got to deal with conservation when you're dealing with water rights that run through your lands. Representative Sheldon, Representative Burba.
Good question. Why are we doing this without a business plan? We need to start doing some business plans before we start designating what properties that we want to do. We don't have no we're going to designate it for business. They might set up a beer joint out there. In the future, they might want one. And we authorize business, so, that's what I'm saying. There's things that we need business plans, what we're going to do with this property, rather than, well, I think it'd be a good thing to, set a taco hut out there, or Taco Bell, or whatever out there, at this time, because that's some prime property.
Representative Burba, was that your hand raised?
Yes, sir. Is this going to be dealing with maybe some rezoning, and how is it zoned now? How is the property zoned now, and that we're going to have to, talk to the city of Seminole to get it rezoned for more commercial property?
I think that particular thing is what we call promise zone. And when the areas of the promise zone was designated, and actually the Office of Assistant Chief helped designate those census tracts when I was the Assistant Chief. So that whole property is considered like a promise zone area, or under the last administration of Donald Trump, so it will continue to be something that can be utilized at. As far as the city of Seminole is concerned, yes, it is determined agriculture, but as you can see, the property right next to us, which is 737, and then Henson's Insurance, is property that's zoned for business. So the rest of the track of our track, at least the highway frontage, it would be easily to do for business. And conservation is business because it promotes recreational tourism and so forth. Representative Shaw?
I'm going to have to leave, so I want to let y'all know I am leaving, and ask y'all to excuse me for the rest of the evening.
Well, I didn't hear your last statement. As for something for the rest of the evening, what was that, Representative Shaw?
My wife told the general.
I see.
And it's over at 9 o'clock, it's almost 9 o'clock, and I don't want to spend my time at the gym over there with them. So that's why I'm leaving.
Representative Shaw, appreciate you being here this evening. Thank you.
55.
Okay.
Chair, can we put a time limit on this meeting tonight also?
Our time limit is constitutional, placed there at 10 o'clock. We only got a few more items. If we move on through these, we'll be out of here in the next 15 minutes.
Call for question?
Okay, this is to deem the Phillips property as for business and conservation purposes. That's what this is. And this is TR 2024-100. Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta Sampson. Yes. Anthony Conley. Yes. John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards. Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Pixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
No.
Joseph Billy. No. Dolores Harjo.
No.
Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yesley.
No.
Marilyn Moore.
No.
Henson Lena.
No.
Richmond Larney.
No.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Wayne Shaw. Catherine McCoy. Tommy Chupko.
No.
Danita Harjo.
No.
Willis Dethridge.
No.
Desiree Emerton.
No.
I have 9 yeses, 12 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 9 yes, 12 noes, and 0 abstentions, that particular TR 2024-100 has failed. TR 2024-101, a tribal resolution of the General Council of the Seminole Nation. This is no longer, we withdraw this because that tribal ordinance way at the beginning of the meeting on Saturday was not confirmed and passed. So this one here is withdrawal, TR 2024-101, because she's on the Finance Committee. TR 2024-102, a tribal resolution of the General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma appointing Marilyn Davis as the Assistant Treasurer of the Seminole Nation. Entertain a motion to that effect. Motion by Representative Borba, second.
Second.
Second, is that Representative Harjo?
Yes.
Okay, second by Representative Harjo. Of course, Ms. Davis has been a part of the Treasury for probably 4 different administrations. As far as she is over a quarter blood Seminole as well, and we have had a vacancy in that assistant treasurer for a long, long time. And it would, Bill, are you here? Do you want to speak up for a member of your team if she was to pass tonight? Oh, I think I woke Bill out. Okay. Representative Chepko.
Can we go ahead and vote?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can go ahead and vote. All right, this is TR 2024-102. Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta Sampson. No. Anthony Conley. John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
No.
Terry Edwards.
No.
Ida Gonzalez.
No.
Nancy Fixico.
No.
Leon Petit.
No.
Joseph Billy.
No.
Dolores Harjo.
No.
Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslip.
Yes.
Marilyn Moore.
No.
Henson Lena.
No.
Richmond Larney.
No.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Tommy Chepko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge.
No.
Desiree Emerton.
No.
I have 7 yeses, 14 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 7 yes, 14 no, 0 abstention, I declare that one, TR 224-102, to have passed. Failed. Correction, failed. TR 2024-103, tribal resolution of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma General Council of appointing Gabriel Miller. All right, hold on. These are some nominations from the Ocheesee Band. I've got to acknowledge this right here. Where is the? Do you have it? Because it was kind of lengthy and long. Oh, here it is. Okay, this has to be conducted before that we can go to that particular resolution. Of course, you had David Frank for the Ocheesee Band. Of course, he had resigned. You had Charlie Watkins, who is Shirley Watkins, that was on the revision committee for the Ocheesee Band, and this is her resignation. obviously, in this particular area, I just wanted to explain because Ms. Watkins, considered challenging her removal, but she decided to go ahead and resign. She could have challenged her removal, but in this particular committee, we normally and have practiced historically for several administrations to allow the bands to give what we call recommendation to the chief for nomination to place before the council for council confirmation. So the bands do not nominate still, but they do. Every chief for the last about decade or so or longer has taken those recommendations from the bands because of the type of committee that it is. And that's just how it's worked over the course of time. And this is her resignation. The revision committee, I shared with her this is how she was going to resign. She wanted her resignation read. I'm granting that to her. And this is not one way or the other as far as your chairman's concerned, okay? The revision, it's hard for me to read because it's small font. The revision committee bylaw states the purpose shall present the draft ballot questions to the Seminole Nation General Council for review, consideration, and approval. With that said, the committee has done its job. They met their objective goals and their deadline, bringing forth to the band so that they could possibly be on the ballot by the 2025 election in order to save the Seminole Nation money by not having a separate election. Some amendments may not go in effect until the following election if they are passed. Mado to the Constitution Revision Committee, who worked very hard on this Constitution. 13 bands were represented and 9 are current General Council representatives who have years of tribal experience with the Code of Laws, the Constitution, and with our Seminole Nation traditions. A few of our elders, such as Representative Cootie, Representative Shaw, Representative Fixico, are very familiar with traditional ways of our ancestors. Mr. Rick Deere, representing the Hitchie Band, was also on the Constitution Revision Committee before bringing his knowledge and experience. Representative Conley and Representative Barkis from the Freedmen Bands brought their perspective views, knowledge, and experience, which was very appreciated. So when these committee members are, this is not my words, folks, but I did say I would read her resignation. So when these committee members are attacked by members of our nation, saying that they did not know what they were doing or lacked the ability of intelligence is an insult. My job as the chairperson was to maintain order, provide facts and the material in no way to influence decision-making, for these individuals have a mind of their own. Yes, there were no instructions to guide the committee, but they wrote up their sleeves and began from the beginning to end reading each article to article and brought forth their proposed changes that might move the nation forward in order to prosper. The McGirt case ruling had a lot to do with our jurisdictional boundaries of the Seminole Nation, which the committee relied on experts from the BCR Tag Agency and Tag Office and the Attorney General's Office providing guidance. Also receiving comments and guidance from the Judicial Department, from the judge and the court staff of the court issues. The committee received information from former members of the election board and gathered data from the Tribal Enrollment Office, providing the bands with statistics and charts in order for them to vote and make sound decisions on. We took into consideration that our Seminole Nation tribal leaders shall be held to a higher standard within our nation, to when you receive the amendment whereby it states no felony, this should not even be a debate. For if you research our present vacancy announcements, each job listing states no prior conviction, no felony. Our own tribal members or others can't even apply for a job and be qualified for it. Our leaders may need to sign off on a program such as COPE or domestic violence or other programs that require no felony on their record. The Constitution reviewed other tribes' constitutions, and they did not allow the leaders to have a felony. Although this is banned business, I want to go on record in regards to me not notifying my band of what was going on with the Constitution. I have to rebut this for the Ocheezy representatives, including the band chief who was present at almost every one of the Constitution meetings. For confirmation, you may ask for the secretary for a copy of the minutes, for they are listed as visitors. I provided the band with the copies of minutes and anything that the committee had. The Ocheezy representatives at the meetings were given copies as well. Yes, I did vote yes at the last Constitution meeting, but it was to bring forth the amendments to all the bands for review. According to the Constitution bylaws on January 9th, 2024, V shall be allowed to vote at all times. All other meetings, I abstained my vote. It was not voted on at an Ocheezy meeting that I abstained. For record, Representative Lena, I tried to meet with the band. These are not my words. As a band meeting and go over the articles, but everybody was in a hurry to go home, so I volunteered to abstain my vote, even though I did not have to. To the Constitution Revision Committee of the General Council representatives, I would like to apologize for the Ocheezy representatives for their actions of the Constitution Committee meetings. They were very. I'm going to get down to the. I'm going to get down to the resignation. Because there's a whole lot more that's really going all over the place. It only confirms and strengthens the Seminole Nation Bar Constitution. Therefore, she has officially resigned from the revision committee. I'm not going to read the rest of that, although I did say that I would read her resignation. I did not agree to read a whole platform that she was placing on here. And
Point of order.
yes.
Can we get back to the resolution?
Yes, we will.
Read the resolution, please.
Yeah, you just had to have a resignation first.
You could have emailed that.
Yeah, I could have, but my word does mean something. If I say I'm going to read it, I'm going to read it. Okay, here is TR 2024-103, a tribal resolution of General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma appointing Gabriel Miller to the Constitution Revision Committee. Representative Lonnie.
Yes, friendly amendment. We did submit it. Our alternate is Susie Harjo. So we have, because on here it doesn't have her on there. So we have to have our alternate too. So Susie Harjo is our alternate. And we did submit that paperwork and I have it right here.
Okay, the alternate is Susie Harjo. I do want, and sometimes it's not necessarily oversight, but there are limitations to how many committees that you can sit on for the Seminole Nation. And Ms. Harjo is very close to that limitation. But if that's your motion, that's your motion.
Bad business.
We'll have to deal with it, at our level, okay?
Right, bad business.
A tribal and that's for Gabriel as the primary and Susie as the alternate, okay? And so, Secretary?
Leetta Sampson.
Yeah, we had a motion.
Oh, no, we didn't. We didn't have a first or second.
We have a motion to that effect. Representative Lardy? Yes. Yes, and Representative Lena? Okay. Thank you.
Leetta Sampson. Yes. Anthony Conley. Yes. John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
Yes.
Joseph Billy.
Yes.
Dolores Harjo. Yes. Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yesley.
Yes.
Marilyn Moore. Henson Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
Yes.
Tommy Chupko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge. Desiree Emerton. I have 20 yeses, 1 no, 0 abstain.
With a count of 20 yes, 1 no, and 0 abstention, I declare TR 2024-103 to have passed. TR 2024-104, a tribal resolution of the General Council of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma confirming the appointment of Sterling Springer to the Seminole Nation Division of Commerce Board of...
I make a motion.
Motion by Representative Fulbright. Second. Where was it? Where was the second? Representative Chupko. Okay, there's a motion and second. Representative Billy.
For the record, I was told to let you guys know that the event was on.
Okay, vote accordingly. Okay, there's a motion and a second. I will say Representative Springer has grown over the last 10 years. When he sat on this council, he was a young man. He has some experience in government contracting, and CINDOC needs some help in the area of government contracting, and that's why the nomination came from the office of the chief. Okay, Secretary, Representative Petit.
Yes, in relation to Representative Detheridge's question earlier, and I think y'all indicated there's a vacant position in there left by resignation of, will he be filling that role of, is it Dr. Saladin?
Filling the vacancy?
Yes.
Yes, there's a vacant position. He'll be filling the vacancy if he was approved here today.
Okay, that's, I just wondered, but would it be that of Dr. Saladin, or do we know who because we don't know if the others are.
It would be, if he was to pass, he would fill the vacancy of Dr. Saladin and whatever her term is.
Okay.
That's how it would be.
Okay, thank you.
Her term that remains. Secretary, call the roll. TR 2024-104.
Leetta Sampson.
No.
Anthony Conley. John Narkemy.
Yes, why not?
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
No.
Ida Gonzalez.
No.
Nancy Fixico.
No.
Leon Petit.
No.
Joseph Billy.
No.
Dolores Harjo. Karen Fulbright.
Yes.
Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yesley.
Yes.
Lottie Cootie. Marilyn Moore.
No.
Henson Lena.
No.
Richmond Larney.
No.
Tiffany Thunder.
No.
Tommy Chupko.
No.
Danita Harjo.
No.
Willis Detheridge.
No.
Desiree Emerton.
No.
I have 5 yeses, 16 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 5 yes, 16 noes, and 0 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-104 to have failed. Now we're into other business. Other business is those items that we mentioned at the beginning. So we put other business on Saturday's agenda for the churches. They put that on at the end. No, it's in the middle. We'll just go in the order that they placed these resolutions under other business. We are on TR 2024-105, a tribal resolution of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma authorizing $125,000 from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2021 funds from the remaining unexpended balance of the previous approved TR 2022-19 to continue benefits to eligible historical significant churches and ceremonial ground within the boundaries or near the Seminole Nation reservation. I will entertain a motion to approve in a second. Motion to approve by Representative Gonzalez. It was seconded by Representative Thunder. We are in discussion, if there's any. I saw Representative Billy, then Representative Petit.
I'm happy to take the floor to you.
Yeah, you can go ahead if they have some questions because of this original resolution that was passed. Representative Billy?
Yeah, and ceremonial ground.
25 total.
And that includes, how many ceremonial grounds? And that would be Garfield, correct?
Correct.
Okay, now, I understand we got 25,000, but what's going to give us? I've been out there this summer, and I ain't seen anything for $25,000. Still got to get the wood from that.
Well, might have should have done more then. But Representative Petit?
If I understand correctly, we were told Saturday that all these funds that are ARPA related have already been obligated. So how can we come back now and change what we want to do on those now?
Obligated underneath that resolution, what is it, 2022-19? So it's been obligated under that.
No, it was appropriated under that. We have not chosen to obligate it yet. That's a deadline due December 31st. That's been our question, is several other of these resolutions where we appropriated funds for specific purposes. That was our question, is if we change this tonight, do we have the ability to go back to several of those others that need to be addressed also and maybe reappropriated?
Only the three before you actually are the only ones left that have some of these funds right here that hasn't been already obligated.
Yeah, these are under, so there's different definitions of obligated. There's our tribal, and then there's by the U.S. Treasury. You're correct, this is an appropriated amount by the General Counsel that's been obligated by budgets, our internal budgets, correct?
Yes, but the U.S. Treasury indicates the definition of obligate, and that's been our concern, is whenever they, actually in the language by the U.S. Treasury, when something's obligated, it means it's basically contractually bound to go to that specific item. So that's where our concern's been, is did we take everything else? Because y'all told us that. We didn't have an opportunity to come back to discuss reallocating or reappropriating any of those funds that had not been used previously. Because there's several resolutions within this appropriation that should have been reappropriated to, and perhaps used to other uses. Because one of the things that I think several people came to mind on was Saturday when we heard about this family that had been, I guess, I don't know if they'd been dislocated or what the deal was, but of the little girl and us able to provide, food for them, because we are in currently a food insecurity world. And if that was something this nation could do, they could reappropriate some of those funds from some of those outstanding balances that we received to do those things, and that was some of our concerns.
Now, this is germane to the original resolution and the purpose of that resolution. It's going to the same churches, same ceremonial ground. And I will say this, as I have always been for the last 25 years when I sit where some of you sit, is that, the churches and the ceremonial ground have one of the biggest tasks before us, and that is to retain and practice our culture as we have done for hundreds of years as Seminole people. Most of us, many of us, I won't say most, but many of us, when we leave this walks of life, we're going to depend on them to be able to do our final rites, and they're the hardest workers in the Seminole Nation, our traditional churches and our ceremonial ground. And this doesn't change the effect of the original resolution. It's just taken what has not been expended for that same purpose. It's given it to the same churches and ceremonial ground. That's all.
Well, I understand that, Chair, but what I'm trying to say is, if this has already been obligated, which is what, those words were used several times on this floor Saturday, and that's what our concern is if it's already contractually bound somewhere else, which I don't know. We didn't understand how you can contractually bind a fluid object, which is what this is, because this money would go to, 4 or 5 churches, 7.
Housekeeping for that, these are the remaining balances, these last 2 resolutions. You're talking 125,000. If we don't pass this today, that money goes away. Nobody gets it. Because we don't have enough time between now and December 31st to develop another project or program that this could roll into, with the exception of 1 or 2 things that are already in the contract. So then we would have to come in and make that contract to change order to add 125,000 to it.
Which is very easy to do. This is the most practical thing to do with what funds you have.
We're gonna have to just jump through hoops, put it somewhere else, and this is really important to get done.
Okay, we're back at the original motion. Any more questions?
I'll go ahead and yield for.
Representative Yesleth?
Yes, I just wanted to make a statement that Chiaja is our only traditional grounds.
Yes.
And that is the only reason why, too, that they don't have running water and electric. The money is utilized for chainsaw repairs, new chainsaws, probably their axes that they use to cut their own wood, to repair their camp houses. They also have land and bow legs that they utilize as well for different activities. So that's why. So it's not just about why do they just go to the bathroom in the woods. They are our only traditional grounds that hold our traditional ceremonies.
And they do have wells, because we installed those wells. So they have access to water. Representative.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I want y'all to know that my family is part of the ceremonial ground and the traditional churches. And throughout our lifetime, I've seen them struggle to make ends meet by all aspects. And I think and we've done well earlier, and this money has been set aside for them in the beginning. So this shouldn't be a problem to help many of our members out today.
Okay, let's go with Representative Thunder, Representative Narkemy, Representative Fixico, and we're just almost toward to the end, everybody. Representative Thunder.
Yes, and this is in relation to what Representative Lena just said. I come from both sides as well. And if we were to allocate all of this to our churches, it will benefit. We just had our communion Sunday, and our fellowship hall, that floor is warped, like someone could fall in. So something like this could definitely help a church in a need. And it can help our ceremonial ground as well, because they have to have upkeep into the summer. So that is something to think about. I will yield the floor.
Who do we have? Representative Narkemy and then Representative Fixico?
This is something that comes up every now and then, whether to help our churches. Many years ago, my father stood before this council and asked the general council to help support churches. And he had to fight tooth and nail with the council to do it. And I'm not even sure why this is even a question. The churches and the ceremonial grounds benefit our communities. They help our people. So why are we even questioning whether to help them? Thank you.
Representative Fixico, and then we're going to go to the motion, okay?
The churches and the ceremonial ground is us. That is our tradition. We should be helping along the way because they're keeping it for us. God could go a long way. They don't have electricity. They don't have running water. They do hard work. There's tradition there. Bathrooms are there. We have outhouses. It's a true thing there. Their children are being taught the traditional way. We got to keep it. Any little help is good for them, but they're growing. Our churches are likewise. A lot of need there. That's us too. I go both ways myself. I was raised both ways. And I'm used to all of these churches now, and I want them to continue. And this is how we can do it. No.
Okay, Secretary, call the roll, please.
Leetta Simpson.
Yes.
Anthony Conley.
Yes.
John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Pixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
No.
Joseph Billy. Dolores Harjo. Karen Fulbright. Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslith.
Yes.
Marilyn Moore. Henson Lena.
Yes.
Richmond Larney.
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder.
Yes.
Tommy Chupko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Louis Dethridge.
Yes.
Desiree Emerson.
Yes.
I have 18 yeses, 3 noes, 0 abstained.
To count 18 yes, 3 noes, and 0 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-105 to have passed. We have TR 2024-106, and this is the tribal resolution of the Seminole Nation of Oklahoma obligating the $690,434.81 from the remaining unexpended balance of the previously approved 2022-03 and TR 2023-101 from the American Rescue Plan Act of 2001 funds to the Adjournment Fund Burial Assistance Program. This is reclassified as the ARPA Burial Assistance Program in the actual language. This is basically taking that fund and making the burial program to go until these funds are exhausted.
Chair. Chair.
It's that top figure there on that TR 224-106. Are you looking at that one? That's that $690,434.81.
Line 39.
What's that?
Line 39.
Chair.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yes, can we take these two and vote on them together to save some time?
The one's for the burial program, that's gonna, is there any objection to voting on these last two obligations together? There is an objection.
I object.
There's an objection, so.
It doesn't matter.
Okay, well, we won't vote on them together then, there's an objection. We don't need to go through 4 votes here at the end.
Good.
Okay, right now we have TR 2024-106. Well, I need a motion. Is there one out there?
I'll second.
Okay, motion, Sampson, second, Chupko. Okay. No other questions? Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta
Oh, I'm
Smith.
sorry, Petit had his hand up. And Narcomi.
Chair, according to the treasurer's reports, on 10/22/24, it showed a remaining balance of $770,075, and on 12/1/24, which was, a little over a month away, it was $692,234.81, which shows that in that time, $77,840.88 was spent from that fund. So that has a remaining balance of $692,000. Based upon the history of that month right there, I have no problem with leaving some money in that account for that, but could we not take some of that other money and put that into reappropriate to another fund so that we can benefit our people? Well, no, I'm talking about, we're not gonna be able to spend $692,000 in funeral expenses.
You will be within a 2-year period.
Or something, something to help our people that way.
Within a 2-year period, believe me, we won't spend that money.
Well, no, we can't, are we obligating that other $600-something thousand or whatever that's not used on that?
I know what you're talking about, another 600,000, this is what it says is in there.
Well, like I said, this is a fluid amount because we don't know what it will be that we will obligate. Could the Attorney General answer for us a question as to whether or not, what does the obligating of the funds mean? Is that a contractual bond that we place this money in?
Yes, it's
contractually binding under ARPA for the next 2 years and 21 days. That would be the intent.
But who would we be contractually binding with? I mean, I can understand the infrastructure projects and stuff because you're doing it with a contractor most likely. But the way this is here, you don't know where this money's going. I mean, it might go to several, funeral homes and stuff like that. How do you, I think we just need to understand, how can you obligate money like that? Where I can understand if we were to obligate, or let's just say right now, we were to reappropriate all, say 600,000 and leave 92,000 to finish out this month with. And we could take that 600,000 and give that back to the members of our nation, who this money was received on their behalf.
You ought to give it to the members of this nation. That's what this benefit is. One thing, what you do is we work with our CPAs on this and how we could actually work with the U.S. Treasury and still be within the concepts of the original appropriation. And that would be, as we always do, is contract with funeral homes. We would contract with the 2 local funeral homes and then create what we call a pass-through. So those funeral homes, if somebody's over there in Arkansas, they work with that funeral home to fulfill those rights of those people that's have put an application for this benefit. So we've thought hard and long on this, and it's not always as easy as you would think, but that would be the way that it would that would be the way that it would work as far as a contract is concerned. Representative Lena.
Yes, I was wondering why we couldn't allocate this money to the water infrastructure where we are falling short, as said the other day.
Well, if this fails, you might have that option to do that. But if this fails, then that amount for burial that we have constantly been doing throughout the pandemic will go away. It will drop back down to 3,000 and not to 5,000. So just want you to know that. Okay, we'll just, if there's no other questions, Representative Malcolm.
Is this a time lapse between the votes? The resolution states 690,434 81 cents, but the cover report states $690,000. 209.81 cents. That's our last meal usage.
There is a time lapse because what happens is people are passing away, even about 3 or 4 of them this week. Of our members have passed away. So it's a continual, things have to continue to be upgraded as far as the report is concerned.
Okay, I just wanted
Okay, we're going, Representative Fixico.
I realize you guys don't realize some people are dying. Children need clothes. And we got the end of the month to do all of this. We don't have time to have another meeting. You're too slow. We gotta go forward. Let's go forward and do something. Because it's time. You won't agree with anything in time. We got to do this. People are dying, the kids need clothes. Help them out. Period. Whatever.
We're not doing anything here that wasn't intended by the original appropriation and resolution, okay? We're just making it so that it confines to the final rules so that we can continue that benefit to our tribal members. But we're going to vote accordingly. Each one of you know how you're supposed to vote, okay? So this is TR 2024, or your conviction of how you should vote on this. TR 2024-106. 106. Secretary, call the roll.
Leetta Sampson. Yes. Anthony Conley.
Yes.
John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards. Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Pixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit.
No.
Joseph Billy.
No.
Dolores Harjo. Karen Fulbright. Ann Borba.
Yes.
Sina Yeslip.
Yes.
Marilyn Moore.
Yes.
Henson Lena.
No.
Richmond Larney.
No.
Tiffany Thunder.
Yes.
Tommy Chupko.
Yes.
Danita Harjo.
Yes.
Willis Dethridge.
Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 16 yeses, 4 noes, 0 abstain.
With a count of 16 yes, 4 noes, and 0 abstentions, I declare TR 2024-106 to have passed. TR 2024-107, this is similar, but it deals with the clothing for the school children. A tribal resolution of Seminole Nation of Oklahoma obligating $952,512.68 for the American Rescue Act Plan of 2021 funds from the remaining unexpected balance of the previous approved TO 2022-05, TR 2022-64, and TR 2024-49 to the ARPA Tribal School Clothing Program. It keeps it at the same level that it is currently set at. Okay, let's see if we even get it on the floor, Representative, before we go to questions. Okay, is there a motion to this effect? Motion by Representative Narkis, second by Representative Thunder. Representative Petit.
Yes, Chair. Okay, this is similar to the previous resolution, and I respect the comments made about our children and taking care of them. On 10/22/24, the report showed there was $952,587.88 in that fund. As of 12/1, the report we received from the treasurer was $952,512.68, showing $75.20 spent out of that fund. I understand that clothing allowance had closed previously, I believe it was in September. And so that's probably why there hasn't been that much. This might have just been postage expenses or some just miscellaneous expenses to do that. Once again, I was wondering if maybe we could still allot some funds to that, but how do you obligate something like that? Could we not maybe make a contract with some store or something to provide our children clothes up to a certain amount so that we get past that 12/31 deadline?
Remember that we talked to CPAs on this measure, and their response said if we was to preload all the cards, they're not going to be good until they open up for the school year if this was to pass. So I was talking about preloading, which is obligating. Our CPA said that would be auditable and pass an audit. So we're just going, we gathered with accountants and special counsel on accounting on this measure. So that's how it's planned to be done if it passes. If it don't pass, we got some things we got to deal with right here. Okay.
So what you're stating on the floor today is in the event this passes today, that the upcoming school year coming this summer and fall, then these kids will be eligible to receive the cards, clothing cards similar to what they received this past year. So it'll still be at the $200 limit.
Yes, until this is exhausted.
Okay. If it can be done that way, and that is the obligation portion that fits the criteria set by the U.S. Treasury Department, I can live with that. But like I said, I just want to make sure that this goes to the benefit of our people.
All right, to go to those kids.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, Secretary, call the roll. TR 2024-107.
Leatta Sampson. Anthony Conley.
Yes.
John Narkemy.
Yes.
Rena Tiger.
Yes.
Terry Edwards.
Yes.
Ida Gonzalez.
Yes.
Nancy Fixico.
Yes.
Leon Petit,
Yes.
Joseph Billy,
Yes.
Dolores Harjo,
Yes.
Karen Fulbright,
Yes.
Ann Borba,
Yes.
Sina Yeslith,
Yes.
Marilyn Moore,
Yes.
Henson Lena,
Yes.
Richmond Larney,
Yes.
Tiffany Thunder,
Yes.
Tommy Chupko,
Yes.
Danita Harjo,
Yes.
Willis Dethridge,
Yes.
Desiree Emerton.
Yes.
I have 21 yeses, 0 nos, 0 abstain.
With a count of 21 yes, 0 no, and 0 abstentions, declare that TR 2024-107 has passed. We have concluded with the agenda. Congratulations, council, for conducting the business of the nation. Representative Petit.
Chair, after I get a correction on what the count was on 105, could I get that?
Secretary, 105.
Yes.
18-3-0. 18 yes, 3 no's, 0 abstentions.
Chair, I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. 9:42. Representative Gonzalez, lead us in prayer as we all stand. Remember those who are lowly during this time of year, because sometimes it's that way.
Most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for all that traveled here to do the work of this nation. Thank you, Lord, for making us all Seminoles and being here and the pleasure of being able to do the job for our people. I pray that you'll just protect us as we go to our individual homes. I pray that you'll just grant us all good health. Be with those that have lost loved ones. Comfort them throughout these days. For these things I ask in thy holy name. Amen.